The Power Five is back. As you can tell, I am on the road. After taking Thursday off, I have five free winners for you on Friday, though. Both games of the NBA doubleheader on ESPN will be covered. Those are Sixers Nuggets and Suns Warriors. Also have a couple big TV games in college basketball to talk about. As a reminder, as I am rolling through these plays, you can always feel free to comment down below with your thoughts. Let me know how you are betting on them. Also, if you agree with me, how I'm betting them, don't be afraid to smash that like button. Let's start in college because we've got a 5 p.m. Eastern tip-off on ESPN2, Yale and Princeton. Yale's undefeated in Ivy League play, 4-0, and a 2.5-point favorite on the road here. This feels like it's set up to be Yale's first conference loss. Now, Princeton will need to hit their threes tonight, no doubt about it. That's true for any team you're betting on in college basketball these days. But also feels like Princeton's due for some regression inside the arc, as so far in conference play, they are hitting only an unfathomable 42% on two-point attempts. How is that? I've never heard of such things. Other keynotes for me, Yale's 4 Ivy League wins have been against the bottom 4 teams. Princeton, they're 0-4 ATS in league play. You'll note that. However, they have been favored in all 4 of those games. So this is the first time they're an underdog since upsetting Rutgers on December 21st. In fact, the only other time besides that outright win over Rutgers that Princeton were underdogs this season was against St. Joe's on December 3rd. They won that game outright as well. So give me the plus 2.5 tonight. All right, the biggest game on the board tonight in college hoops is Purdue hosting Indiana on Fox. This is an 8 p.m. Eastern tip-off. Feels like a pound of flesh game for the Boilermakers, does it not? Purdue currently 12-point favorites, per the WagerTalk live odds screen. These are two teams trending in very different directions, guys. Purdue has won 8 of its last 9 games, while Indiana has lost 4 or 5. Indiana's most recent loss, where they blew a 4-point lead in the final 38 seconds against Maryland, the most painful of the bunch. I think it's going to be tough for them to overcome that. Meanwhile, Purdue led by as many as 30 against Michigan their last time out. A nice bounce back from the loss to Ohio State, where the Boilermakers blew a double-digit lead. Matt Painter's team has now won 27 of its last 28 games here at West Lafayette. Painter has also won 15 of the last 19 games head-to-head against Indiana. Maybe a little payback towards one Kurt Signetti Friday Night Mackey. I would lay the points with Purdue. Before we get to the NBA, let me tell you a little bit about my best bet in college hoops for Friday. It is currently available for purchase on my page, wt.buzz/BP. Cashed our lone college hoops bet with UCLA minus 4.5 last night. Very easy winner. The Bruins absolutely smashed number 16 Oregon, winning by 26. I'm guaranteed to finish in the black. Winning record for the month of January. It's now a 42, 29, and 2 all sports run. CBB plays rated 4% or higher. They have won at a 64% rate the last 3 weeks. Again, tonight's play is a 4% bet. So let's get it. Go get it now. WT.buzz/BP. Now to the NBA, where I was not so fortunate last night. Let's talk Denver at Philadelphia, which is a 7:30 p.m. Eastern tip-off on ESPN. You never know what you're going to get with this Sixers team, but lately they have been good, winning 4 in a row. If you caught the morning wager on Tuesday, you heard both Mark Zinno and I give them out plus the points against the Lakers. By the way, make sure you're subscribed to the WagerTalk YouTube channel, as Mark and I also gave out the Sixers last Friday, exactly 1 week ago, plus the points against the Cavaliers. That was another outright winner. Tonight, Philly is a 9.5-point underdog to a Denver team that it's on a season worst 3-game losing streak. Those 3 losses have been by an average of 15.7 points. I know there's no Paul George or Joel Embiid here, but betting the Sixers plus the points just feels like the right move. Tyrese Maxey, who's averaging a career-high 27.1 points per game, has shot 50% or better from the floor in 8 consecutive contests. The following game, not on ESPN, but I like the Milwaukee Bucks to go over their team total against San Antonio. That number is currently 118.5 at DraftKings. Bucks off a surprising 125-112 loss in Portland, a Portland team that got me last night and has been playing very well. But prior to that, the Bucks had scored 120 or more points 6 of their last 7 games. They also scored 121 when they beat the Spurs earlier this month. Meanwhile, San Antonio struggling. Now season worst, 4 games below 500. They've allowed 128 or more points in 5 of their last 6 games. Let's close things out with Suns Warriors. Really hard game to call in my view. Both teams have been unpredictable all season. Golden State got off to that really great start, but they're now 11th in the Western Conference despite back-to-back wins over the Jazz and Thunder. The last one certainly surprising. Phoenix, they're ninth in the conference and back over 500, but coming off a loss to Minnesota. Suns are 1.5-point road favorites here, but it's the total that caught my eye. Already up to 229 in some places. I would bet the over, even though the first two meetings between these teams this season both stayed under. You look at these two teams, save for Golden State's Draymond Green, everybody's healthy. So I think we're going to see points. So quick recap of the Power 5 here for Friday. I like Princeton plus the points against Yale, 5 p.m. Eastern tip-off. I like Purdue laying the points against Indiana on Fox, biggest game of the night in college. NBA, take the points with Philly. They're playing well. Denver's not. Then I like the Bucks over their team total against San Antonio, and we like the over in for the full game, Suns and Warriors. Again, comment down below with your thoughts on those selections. Then head on over to WT.buzz/BP for all the latest winners. I've got a Super Bowl prop already posted. Last year I cashed my lone Super Bowl prop, Kyle Juszczyk over half a reception, and I cashed it on the second play from scrimmage. That is always nice to do. Went on to sweep the Super Bowl last year. Also had 49ers first half money line, so I just got to watch the second half as a fan with two winning bets in my pocket. I am now 3-0 the last 2 years with Super Bowl bets, not to mention a perfect 6-0 the last 4 times the Chiefs have been in the Super Bowl. You may have heard they're back this year, looking for the first ever three-peat in Super Bowl history. So WT.buzz again, /BP is the place to go. On that note, let's get out of here. I got places to be. Hope you enjoyed this edition of the Power 5. Smash that like button if you did. Until next time, let's catch some tickets.